Let's read chapter 2. Let's read chapter 2. I want to show us something there. Chapter 2 from verse 1. He said, and it came to pass after he had prayed now, fasted, it took him months to fast. Now, in the month of Chisu, he heard the news. Now, in the month of Nisan, in the 20th year of Artaxerxes, the king, that wine was before him. And I took up the wine and gave it unto the king. Now, I have not been before them sad in his countenance. A man that is sad concerning the things of God. A man that is sad when the brethren are breaking up. A man that is sad when things are not working well in the department. A man that is sad when the women are not doing what they are supposed to do. A man that is sad when the youth are not doing what they are supposed to do. These are men with a willing heart. And the Bible said, wherefore the king said unto me, why is thy countenance sad, seeing thou art not sick? This is nothing else but what? Sorrow of heart. Then I was very sore afraid. The next verse. And said unto the king, let the king live forever. Why should not my countenance be sad? When the city, can somebody shout that? When the city, the place of my father's sepulchre, lieth what? Waste, and the gates thereof are consumed with fire. Church, if the church is on fire and you are sleeping, it means you are not a child of God. Your heart has been snared with iron. That is what the Bible says. I want you to understand that the journey we are in into, God has set us there. I remember when I read Revelation, I thought God was just building, he didn't include man. When I read a portion of the Bible, I think in Revelation chapter 20 or 21, I saw that the city that God built in heaven, that Jesus was bragging about, it was the disciples that was used to build it. And the Bible said the foundations had 12 names on it. Which name? The disciples of Jesus. We are talking about men fighting for the kingdom. The guy said, why will I be at peace when my father's house is catching fire? When they are consumed with fire. And look at the next verse quickly. We are reading it to verse 5. Verse 1 now, please. Then the king said unto me, for what dost thou make request? So I prayed to the God of heaven. The next verse. And I said unto the king, if it please the king, and if thy servant have found favor in thy sight, thou wouldest send me unto Judah, unto the city of my father's sepulchre, that I may do what? If it was the king that called Nehemiah would say, okay, I never get chance. I never get chance. But look at the expenses to which the man was about to take. A man resigning from a work in Abuja just because he heard the church was on fire. A man took excuse from where now? From America, and he's coming back to rebuild a church that breeze carry. Is that not funny? Is that not crazy? But these are the hearts we are talking about, a willing heart. When I read about love in the book of Sons of Solomon, chapter 8, if you get from read it from verse 7, when I read about love, he said, when you love anything, he said you can give anything for it. Even your life, you can give it. Even when people are telling you, what are you doing? We just look at it. I beg nothing, I never even do anything. I want to see do more. A willing heart. Members, church, are you in this visionary because of the good news you heard about us? Men, are you here because of what you want to benefit? The day you didn't see it, what will happen to you? We need a willing heart. Men, I'm talking to you. We need men with willing heart. Men that are ready to die for their commission. Men that are ready, that will never break ground. When I began to study the book of First Chronicles chapter 12, I began to see the tribes of Israel. The things that the Bible used to analyze their ability. When it got to the sons of Issachar, they had a special ability. But when it got to the sons of Zebulun, that have unity, they never break ranks. They don't break ranks. They stand in unity by day and by night. They stand in unity. Why? Because they were of a willing heart. A willing heart. A willing heart. The world is not beyond repair. No. If we repair it now, the world will increase. Men will come in, women will come in, youth will come in. But one of the precept of rebuilding the world is a willing heart. Are you ready to give your heart? Are you ready to give your heart? Men, are you ready to give your heart? If there are men that can agree together, do you know that even God and Satan, they fear unity? They fear willing hearts, willing hearts.